Hello everyone, welcome back to MLS Moves. Please make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are getting closer and closer to 2,000 subscribers and we are growing like crazy. I appreciate all the support and the help you guys have given us and shown us recently. And when we hit 2,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a jersey giveaway. So stay tuned to that with more details in the near future, and on to the video. In a recent interview with Yahoo Sports, Senior Vice President of Apple, Eddie Q, was quoted as saying, "I'm excited that there are teams that are definitely pushing hard. Obviously, what Inter Miami has done is an example of that, and I think there needs to be more teams doing that, and I think there will be. At least I've seen it enough now that there's a level of excitement. When anybody asks, what do I want from anybody, any of the teams? I'm like, sign more players," he said. This is huge. Apple signed a record deal, for those who don't know, with MLS back in 2022, a 10-year, $2.5 billion streaming deal to have all of their content exclusively on Apple TV. The deal also allows MLS to get a share of the subscriptions after a certain threshold is met. Apple loves that MLS has signed Messi, but they are telling MLS, we want to see more players. I think this is the wake-up call MLS needed in having their biggest partner telling them to spend more after we all remember the disappointing owners meeting this past winter where there were no significant changes after the board voted not to make any. Don Garber, speaking earlier, said he was aware of reports suggesting changes could be coming to the league salary cap and roster rules, and that it could make it easier to bring big players in, but said that the league was aware it had to remain smart on how it approaches its growth. MLS and American soccer fans have been wanting MLS to spin for a while now, and the time is now. Everybody is ready to see this league take off and move off of the training wheels and start opening the pocketbooks. This league is full of potential and possibilities, and it needs to capitalize on what is most people consider the three biggest years of soccer in this country's history. You look at the people who watch the Premier League, people who watch Liga MX, Bundesliga, La Liga in America. There is a hunger for the sport in this country, and MLS has the opportunity to capitalize and have some crossover viewership with these viewers and get people to stick around and make this league a higher quality and help it grow. Major League Soccer has to spin this summer and change its rules to get all the young talent that has shown that they want to come to the league to come here and raise the quality of play for MLS. I understand over a decade ago, the talent pool or the players that would be interested in coming was a lot smaller and less people were interested, but time and perception has changed. MLS is a different league than it was even 5 years ago. There are several young players who see an opportunity to come to MLS for growth, to develop, and possibly give them a better chance at going to Europe, more specifically South American players, after having a successful stint in MLS. Several examples of this happening. Most recently, one of the bigger names, Miguel Moron, obviously played at Atlanta United and played 2 great seasons and was able to be sold to Newcastle United for what is still an MLS record transfer fee. When you have Messi in your league as the face of the league, everyone is paying attention, and it is crucial by 2026 to not only have new viewers, but keep the viewers that have come in because of Messi to stay and continue to watch the league. I've been on record numerous times saying that Major League Soccer has the most potential of any soccer league in the world, and have been overly ambitious and even maybe said that they could be a top 6 league by 2026. I've since changed my tune on that and believe it's more realistic to be top 10, which is still possible and should be the league's goal by the end of the 2026 World Cup. I believe with Apple putting pressure on MLS and its owners, we will finally get to have some sort of change. That is much needed in the near future to help this league grow even further. Having Messi alone is nice and will definitely get eyes on the league, but you need to have certain players and fan attention on other clubs outside of Inter Miami. The Los Angeles franchises, New York franchises, Chicago, all these other franchises need to have attention brought on them as well. So when they bring in other players to the league, they need to spread it out to make it a more well-balanced league as far as attention and popularity. Isn't it crazy to think that Major League Soccer had 3 designated players in 2010 and they haven't added more to the league since then? They need to scrap all these silly rules that's hard for the average fan and even some of the more educated fans to follow, like TAM, GAM, discovery rights, U22, designated player. They just need to have an increased salary cap, keep the 3 designated players to allow certain teams to sign high-priced players outside the budget, and this would increase the quality drastically. We've seen clubs like FC Dallas sign Peter Musa from Benfica. We've seen the LA Galaxy spend $20 million plus on Joseph Paintsil and Gabriel Peck. We've seen the Chicago Fire spend $12 million on Hugo Kuipers from the Belgian league this offseason, but that's not enough, even if it is a nice start and shows that these clubs who are traditionally cheaper spenders are willing to spend now. It needs to be more strategic and balanced throughout the roster to give better quality throughout the team's 18. Also, I've said numerous times they need to get rid of transfer fees being what dictates a player's designation. For example, if a player only makes $1 million, which is in the tamable range between $600K and $1.6 million, but has a transfer fee of $10 million, they are considered a designated player, and there's nothing the team can do about that. The designation should only be about the player's salary, not their transfer fee. This would help bring in a lot more players to the league of quality. They could fit in the salary budget based on what they're making, not what their fees are costing. One more thing that would help also is implementing a salary cap floor to force the cheaper clubs to spend in MLS. It should also be mandatory to have 2 of your 3 designated player spots filled by the summer window. There are several occasions, even like the Montreal Impact, who don't even have a true designated player at the moment, or didn't last year as well. In 2024, there is no excuses for a Major League Soccer team to not have a designated player on the roster. It is essential. It helps you bring a certain quality to your team and shows a commitment to your team of what kind of player you're bringing in. And I think it's inexcusable to have a club like that, or any club in the MLS, to not have a designated player at this time. Some of the big stars that we've heard rumors about that could possibly come to MLS this summer includes Robert Lewandowski of FC Barcelona. The Polish striker is 35 years old, will be 36 this summer. He's done everything you can do in Europe. Would be a nice addition, big name recognition to come to the league. You would look at maybe an LA team or New York team for him to go to. You also have Antoine Griezmann, who has said that he would like to come to America one day. He's been heavily linked to LAFC, which would be a perfect Carlos Vela replacement and would be a great addition to the club and to the league. It would get eyes on the club. And then even maybe a Kevin De Bruyne, he's still playing at a high level. He'll be 33 this year, still integral into Man City, but has said that when he gets a little older, he would like, several years back, that he would like to play for the LA Galaxy one day. And maybe MLS and Apple TV would be able to make that dream a reality sooner than later. Big names still sell in soccer, and MLS shouldn't worry about the exhausted retirement league name stigma. You look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 2018 and 2019, he dominated MLS. He scored, I think, 52 goals in 54 matches for the LA Galaxy, and people were saying he was washed when he came here. Then he went to Serie A and played for AC Milan and was scoring at an insane rate and coming off the bench and still being a very effective player. It's all mindset. As long as a player can come into the league and still contribute, and especially with the name recognition, it doesn't matter what their age is. It's just all about if they can contribute. So let's hope Eddie Q gets his way and MLS finally changes for the better so we can recognize our potential, become one of the greatest leagues in the world. And the league might not listen to us as fans, but they will surely listen to Apple when they demand something. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section, what player would you like to see come to MLS this summer? What rule changes would you make? What do you think MLS needs to do to become a top 10 league in MLS? Do you think Apple will be able to make MLS finally change its rules, or will it be the status quo? Let me know down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that little bell notification so you never miss a video. Like the video down below if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you all soon.